Hey guys, so I just finished watching the season 8 premiere of Game of Thrones, and it was definitely a pretty good premiere. Things that I liked was that they didn't drag. They had Sam just Sam decided they didn't drag out the whole secret about um Jon Snow's true parentage, and that Ned Stark was not his father. It was Lyanna Stark, and I think one of the Target. I think I forgot the name of the Targaryen. I forgot the name of the Targaryen, and so that was nice. I liked a lot of the reunions. Like with Sam and John, John and Arya, for just to name a few. And I guess the really crazy thing was that I was not expect. I guess it was like I guess naturally there was going to be some tension among like the Northern lords because he basically John had to bend the knee and give up his title as the king of the North to Dany and basically let her be the queen of the North just in order to gain her allegiance. And she Lyanna Mormont calls him out on this. It causes a lot of like unrest between the different forces of the North, and Sansa pointing out they're not going to have enough food and to just provide for not only just for the people, not only for everybody in Winterfell and their allies, but also just like the Daenerys's army and also the two dragons. Um, and it seems like they're kind of. It feels like everybody is still kind of like caught up in the fact that you know John giving up his crown is such a big deal, like what he's thinking and their allegiance to Danny, and it's like they're kind of just naturally being petty and not necessarily not quick to like put their differences aside when they basically have to deal with an army of White Walkers who they have proof that existed, like on their way to just wipe out the Seven Kingdoms. Even Bronze saying that we got to focus on taking these people out. We and John's trying to like do the same. Is trying to like tell people the same thing. Even Arya's even with their reunion with even with her reunion with John that she's going to stand by her sister and trust her sister because she doesn't trust Danny, and basic and just a lot of. I feel like even with the war coming, there's still going to be a lot of tension because of the fact Cersei, Tyrion, still believes that um, as bad as Cersei is, that she'd be altruistic enough to provide armies to fight the White Walkers. Even though we know from last season, she basically said that she's gonna not do anything, leave most of the armies to the slaughter, and basically whoever survives the war, she's basically gonna come after them in order to maintain her power on the Iron Throne. And even Jaime's so disgusted that he leaves. And Cersei, being the cold-hearted bitch that she is, has Qyburn go to God, what's his name? Bronn to and basically has the same crossbow that Tyrion used to kill Tywin Lannister. Basically, going to hire him as act as an assassin to kill Jaime and kill Jaime and their brother for the betray, for not standing by her. Um, and I feel like this tension is not going to gloss over like how even like after the war, considering Danny is pretty blunt with Samwell about how he executed how his father and brother for not willing to bend the knee. Granted, he left out the part where they were burned alive by one of her dragons. Um, but he's Sam. Well, in spite of all the abuse he took from them, is still upset to hear about their deaths and execution, and why he goes to confront John after revealing his true parentage. That you were willing to surrender your crown for the safety of your people. Would Danny do the same? And also Sansa questioning, did he bend the knee because he was trying for the sake of Winterfell and company, or because John was in love with Dany? He can't answer either of those questions, and I'm kind of left with. I'm kind of at first I was kind of wanted Dany to be on the throne. Given that she's amassed all this power and freed all these different freed the Sullied, and she has she's the mother of dragons and all that. But she did this. I felt like she did display like a type of like a level of smugness that I guess wasn't apparent to me before. I guess like fans of the character. I guess like people who watch the show. I kind of see why like people may not be huge fans of hers now. Um, but yeah, I guess this show's always been about about politics and power plays, and even that's still gonna be an issue in spite of a basically zombie apocalypse that's coming upon the Seven King of all of Westeros. Um, Another side plot was I think some kind of other Easter eggs is that when Bronn was having sex with the prostitutes, they were talking about a ginger Lannister soldier who's like half his face got burnt off in the Dragon Attack. I think that was supposed to be a reference to Ed Sheeran's cameo in last season, which caused a lot of backlash and seemed very hokey. And apparently, they had cameos from Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Martin Starr as soldiers as part of the Golden Company, as part of Euron Greyjoy's army. I guess they were like executed when Theon came to rescue Yara, and she still headbutted him when Theon untied him. I guess because she was still pissed because she felt like she left him to because of how long it took for him to come back, and felt like he was being cowardly and abandoned her, but he's really just trying to gather some help to in order to free her. And it's nice that they see each other as one of those equals, in which Yara is going to take their armies back to their kingdom because she feels like she needs to have like a stronghold in case Dany needs a place to retreat if they get overwhelmed by the White Walkers. But Theon wants to still fight with the Starks and pay his debt to them, and she respects his decision, but she says like kill the bastards anyway, which I'm not sure he's going to. I'm not expecting him to do that. Maybe he will, but I don't know. But I think like the real ending shot was basically Jamie finally reaching Winterfell, and Bran kept saying he was waiting for an old friend, and was being kind of cryptic about it. But then of course he was waiting for Jamie to show up, and he basically just stares, and Bron just stares him down. Where Jamie just looks completely shocked because of the fact that season one he pushed him out. He pushed him out the window of the tower where when Bron caught him having sex with Cersei, and basically wanted to just hide the truth, and that's kind of what triggered one of the triggers for the feud between the Starks and the Lannisters, along with Littlefinger's manipulations. It was kind of cool to see John finally riding one of the dragons, and given like their lack of like hostility towards the dragon lack of hostility towards John, at least before like the whole makeout session with Dany, that it's almost like maybe like he senses that he has Targaryen. He's like he's a Targaryen heir. I know I'm kind of rambling. I'm just kind of just jumping around with points, but I'm just trying to like gather my thoughts because like I said, this show is like it's kind of hard to keep track of. It can be hard to keep track of like all different storyline, characters' names and plot points, especially given that I think it's been like what I think maybe like 2 years since the show's been on the air since the show was last on the air. So still. So I watched had to watch a recap video, but there's certain things they might have left. But it was like a lot to cram in, and I just think you took in like remember was able to retain most of the stuff, especially since I watched later seasons in their entirety. But like I said, still a solid episode. It's a good start to the season. Can't wait to see what happens in the next five episodes because it's only a 6 episode season. It's going to be pretty epic. I'm kind of rooting for John to be on the throne, but given that this is a show where it's Game of Thrones, how often do people get their happy endings on this show? I mean, granted, season 6 is all about just karma coming to a head, but who knows? We'll see. What do you guys think of the premiere? What are your predictions for the rest of this season? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.